This is Triathlon Series, the most challenging and fun triathlon-inspired board game. Play it and you'll get the entertaining lactic acid. Prepare! You are about to become an amateur triathlete struggling to find the time for training. Steady your mental and energy state and be as ready as you possibly can for the race. Your objective is to be the first at the finish line. Good luck! This is the setup of the game. The game flow is like this: management phase, swim split, another management phase, bike split, the last management phase, followed by run split and the final sprint. We start by presenting the event cards, the engine of the entire game. We made them bearing in mind our own experience from our own life. We have two types of event cards: group and individual. If it's a group one, every player around the table will have to play it. If it's an individual one, it means it's just for you to play. You have an individual board in front of you and three elements you need to take care of: the technical level in swim, bike and run, the energy level and the mindfulness level. Your initial level is red and during the game you need to upgrade it to green. Pay attention, you are not allowed to do that directly. From red to green, you need to pass through yellow. Red, yellow, yellow, green. When you're red, it means you are low, you are a beginner. Yellow is medium and green is advanced. Now you need to know how to grow the red level. Let's find out how to play the event cards. For example, if you draw this card, first you see if it's an individual or group card. You will perform two actions: adjust the level of energy and mindfulness within the limits of the individual board and pick up one card either from the swim, bike or run deck. If it's a group one, each player around the table will perform the same actions. There is also a special kind of event card. It's called injury and it's an individual one. It only affects your technical level. The swim, bike, run cards decks are your resources in the game. In each deck there are several types of cards. The simple ones with only one resource, mindfulness and energy cards, personal trainers and bonuses. You also have to know that we have two types of cards. If there's a plus sign between symbols, it means resources add up. If there is no plus, you have to use just one resource. When it's your turn, you can play as many resource cards as you want. You can only do that before drawing an event card. Your objective in the management phase is to grow your technical abilities, strengths and mindfulness. Well, to be able to grow from red to yellow at swim, you need to discard 3 swim resources. To get the 3 resources, you either add up 3 simple ones or use one personal trainer, or any combination you can find. The energy and mindfulness levels can be changed the same way, discarding cards and adjusting the levels. With the bike, it's a different story. It's the one that can hold you back or really push you forward. That is why, to be able to develop the necessary abilities, you need to double the number of resources collected. You need 6 bike symbols to grow one level: red to yellow or yellow to green. One full round of a management phase is complete after the last person plays an event card. After each round, the time tracker token moves a space from 0006 towards start. This is the timeline. It helps you move up towards the start on the timeline board. You start here, and when everybody around the table played the round, the time tracker token moves 1 unit up on the timeline board. With the timeline card, you can adjust the timeline and move the time tracker forward or backward depending on your strategy. If the time tracker is at the last position before the start, you can use this card to move forward and the race starts immediately. And so the race days arrives. Your levels are here. It is time to convert the individual board into dice. Basically, you put color on color. You are yellow in technical skills, so you have a yellow die. You are green in energy, so you pick a green die. And if you are, for instance, red in mindfulness, you take a red die. These are your dice, the ones you will use in the swim race. The transition, what you do between splits, how fast you change the swimming suit and put the bike gear on, is very important in triathlon. They even say it's a race itself. The time you spend changing is counted in the end. We simulated this in Triathlon Series with a mini game that is played like this. You draw 3 cards, valid for all players, from the transition cards deck and just roll the dice to match these numbers. And since in real life transition is not based just on luck but on your abilities too, we simulated this in the game. You can use the resources card you have and buy time by matching the icons. Here you can match the run icon with the one on the transition card. If you have what's necessary, you can discard some other cards and in the end make the transition easier by taking out 1, 2 or all transition cards. Now you only have to roll a number 2 and a 0 using the 3 dice. If you succeed on the first roll, you enter the race without delay and keep just the 3 dice. If you succeed from the second roll, you add a green die. If you succeed from the third roll, you add a yellow die. Otherwise, it means you lost a lot of time in transition and you get a red one. With the dice you have from transition, you enter the first race, swimming. Be aware, even the best athletes can have problems in transition, so if you are green, green, green on all levels, you can't roll a 2 in transition, so you need to save resources in order to buy time. You enter the race with the dice you have from transition, either 3 or 4 pieces. These are the ranking cards for each race: swim, bike and run. You choose the one you need and you roll the dice at the same time. The sum of all dice represents your place at this split. Check the ranking card corresponding to the race and adjust your energy and mindfulness levels at the corresponding place. In your case, you'll drop 2 places in energy, the mindfulness stays the same and you have a +2 in time penalties. Now it's the next player's turn to convert dice, enter transition and compete in swim split. After all the players follow the sequence transition, split, ranking, the time tracker token returns to the first position 0006 and the entire process is rerun for another management phase. The first split is swim, then bike and run. The final sprint decides the winner of the game. So you played the run split and updated the ranking of energy and mindfulness levels and delays. You enter the final sprint with new levels of dice. The final sprint is played like a transition with a little twist. Instead of another die, you get a time penalty token. Pay attention! To be able to buy time in transition, you should keep your resources till the end. I buy this transition card with a resource card that matches. With these dice, I have to roll a 1 and a 2. If I do it from the first roll, I get no penalty. But I only got a 1. Now I need a 2. If I will make it, I get 1 penalty. But I didn't. I still have 1 shot to get only 2 penalties. Still unsuccessful, so I get 3 penalties. Now all players count their penalty tokens and the one with fewer penalties wins the game. If there are 2 players with the same overall ranking position and one of them has the photo finish card, there is only 1 photo finish card in the game, in the run deck, he or she wins the first place. Congratulations! You just played your first Triathlon Series. Remember, Triathlon Series is a story about you, about how to become a better version and how each intelligently measured drop of energy can help answer the challenge of overcoming the others and, most of all, overcoming yourself.